Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Sohum Reactions. Peace, love, and positivity to you. Today's album request comes from Frank, who's introducing me to the artist Alberta Hunter for the very first time. I've never heard of her before. I wasn't familiar with her name, her sound and style, but Frank provided me some very useful background info that I would like to now read off to you guys so that we're all on the same page here. But Alberta was referred to as a jizz singer. I've never heard of that label before. That's absolutely insane. Hopefully I don't laugh every time I have to say that, but Alberta was referred to as a jizz singer, as speakeasies and brothels were where you would find her music, loaded with double meaning, sexual innuendo, and blunt, sad songs. As the daughter to a bordello maid, abandoned by her father and raised by prostitutes, she was front row to jizz music. Originally a star during the 20s, Alberta was 83 years old when she recorded the album Amtrak Blues in 1978. So we have a very interesting backstory and a very interesting genre, I guess, subgenre of jazz and maybe some kind of blues. Jizz, I'm very certain YouTube is going to demonetize this video. Granted, they demonetize 95% of the videos I publish, but definitely this one is getting getting taken down one way or the other. But super excited to check this out today. Thank you to Frank for the request and bringing another new artist to the channel. But without further ado, let's grab our drinks, grab our snacks, and jump into this one. Let's see what she's got. So this one, the Darktown Strutter's Ball.
To get you in a taxi, honey. Oh,
So she's 83.
please be ready about 8:30. Oh,
To get you in a
honey,
taxi.
don't be late, 'cause I want to be there when that band starts playing. Remember when we get there, honey.
She wants to smash in the taxi cab is my
Two
assumption.
steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance out both of my shoes. Have mercy when they play Jelly Roll Blues.
Chill vibe.
Tomorrow night at the Darktown Strutter's Ball. Yes, I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey.
Oh, it's a
Please be
repeat.
ready about 8:30.
The vibe changed.
Oh,
More upbeat
honey,
now.
don't be late. I want to be there when the band
Some
starts
additional
playing.
instruments. The rhythm is a bit
Remember
different as well.
when we get there, honey. 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance out both of my shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Darktown. Talk to me, lay it on me this time. I say,
Ooh.
get you in a taxi, honey.
Okay, so it's a lot of repetition, I see.
But
the vibe keeps changing. So you could call this just like a chorus, but re-envisioned 12 different ways. We'll see where we go.
Gonna dance out both of my shoes when we play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Darktown. Lay it on me, ready to go. I say, I'll be down, get you in a taxi, honey.
Okay, this is the
Please be ready
most
at
consistent
8:30.
transition back to the
Oh,
beginning that we've heard so
Don't
far.
be late, I want to be there when the band starts playing. Remember, when we get there, honey, 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance out both.
The 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Line doesn't make sense to me. I think it's about the dance, like the 2-step dance.
My shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Oh, tomorrow night, don't stop.
I hear a very
come on, yeah.
light trumpet in my left headphone. I can't believe she's 83.
Man,
You know, actually, I was thinking like she looks familiar to me. You guys won't know, but my girlfriend's grandma, um, she looks a lot like Alberta Hunter. I actually, just based on Frank, your description of Alberta, I I now actually want to ask her grandma if she knows Alberta because she gives similar energy. Actually, um, wow, this is crazy for me.
I'm gonna take my shoes
Would
off
she
my
know
feet.
Alberta Hunter? Because if she did, like that would track so well onto her personality. You know, I like that we're kind of re-entering a jazzy place, just in general with this album, because like this channel has gone down so many directions, and right now we are in a very jazzy place in the lifespan of this channel.
Yes, I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. Please be ready about 8:30.
Okay, I think it's less sexual actually, but getting you in a taxi, it's literally like, hey, let's get you in transportation to make it to the venue, because we gotta dance.
2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance out both of my shoes. When they play the Jelly Roll Blues tomorrow night at the Dogtown Turtle Ball. Oh, play it for me, play it some more. I sound be down, get you in a taxi, honey. Please be ready about 8:30. Oh, honey, don't be late. I wanna be there when that band starts playing. Remember, when you get there, honey, 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance on both of my shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night at the Dogtown. Yes, I'm ready to go. I say I'll be down to get you in a taxi, honey. Please be ready about 8:30. Oh, honey, don't be late. I wanna be there when that band starts playing. Remember, when we get there, honey, 2 steps, I'm gonna have them all. Gonna dance out one of my shoes when they play the Jelly Roll Blues. Tomorrow night, yeah, about tomorrow night. Oh, Saturday night at the Dogtown Turtle Ball.
Interesting. Okay, so we'll talk about it a little bit. I'm introducing a new segment to my album reactions where I rate all of the songs. Um, because this is my first time ever hearing Alberta, I don't actually know how I'm gonna like rate these songs because I need to hear a few to kind of get like a relative gauging of like what vibe I end up liking. So just as like a tentative thing, we're gonna put this as like a 8.2 for now, and then we'll see where we you know, as we listen, if that rating will change and we'll start slotting in where the other tracks fit. But chill vibe, interesting to like hold the chorus lyrics as the main kind of anchor of the song, but adapt the instrumentation around it. It's a very infrequent thing to do. I feel like there's only a few like modern bands where I ever hear them take a chorus and then re-envision it in several different ways. It's more a jazzy thing to do, I guess you could say. So Alberta really wants to dance is what it seems like. Oh, wow, immediately this is like giving ballad energy.
Once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, and I didn't care.
Oh, I love the piano melody
Taking
here.
my friends out, having a good time, buying bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. But when my money began to fall so low, I didn't have a friend and I couldn't go.
I like how though she's singing to pitch, it sounds like she is just recounting a story from her life. It's a very narrative style of singing, which I like. I can almost imagine like her being in the rocking chair and then like me sat at her feet listening to her recount this story.
If I ever get my hands on $1 again, I'm gonna squeeze it and squeeze it until that eagle grins. 'Cause no,
The lyrics are a little off on the Spotify. Ooh, I love the melody and the piano.
Down and out in your pocket, not one penny.
Oh, and the gentle saxophone sound.
You haven't any, but as soon as you get on your feet, many friends you chance to meet. It's strange to say, without a doubt, nobody knows you when you're down and out.
It's like
They don't
when you're down on your luck in life, that's when people forget about you. They only kind of show back up again. They only reach out to you when they see you doing well, see you successful. But like, where were you when I needed you, man? You know, at my lowest, like, that's when your support matters most to me. But instead, I'm just out on my own to like deal with all of these struggles. And then you get to like act like you were there with me all along. It's not fair. It's not right. It's very opportunistic. And I feel like this kind of story plays out so often, even if you think of like celebrities, for example. And like, you know, I don't like to do any idol worship for the most part, but you think of like the life of a lot of celebrities and famous people. Many of them, they started off like regular people in the world, living life, having friends. And with life, you know, you make friends, you lose friends. And once you hit a certain level of fame, suddenly all of those friends that you had before that weren't good for you, they suddenly start to, you know, make their way back into your life some way, somehow. And then you have to ask, well, why? Why are you coming at me now? You could have been with me all along this journey, but that tells you like the metal of their friendship wasn't what you thought, well, wasn't what it should be.
when you're down and out. They don't know you when you're down and out.
Yeah, they just act like they don't even know you. Then all of a sudden they're your best friends when you've hit some success. God, I love that melody.
Down and out.
It's very chromatic.
Pocket, not one penny. And friends, you haven't any. If I ever get my hands on $1 again, and I happen to run across few of my fair weather friends, I've learned my lesson. Yes, I've found out that nobody knows.
I like the vibe in this a lot.
No, no, no. Nobody needs you. Lord, Lord, no. Nobody knows you. When you're down,
Oh.
on and out.
Yeah, this song is great from top to bottom. Meaning, the melodies, the arrangement of the instruments, her vocal delivery. So much to that one.
Yeah, this is neat.
This is neat, she said.
I'm having a good time, me.
Me.
Please don't blame me. Oh, I'm knocking myself out. Yes. Don't try to tame me. Hey, let me have my fun. I've got to have my fling. Yes. Some folks say I'm blowing my top. Talk don't mean a thing. I'm having a fiesta while I'm living.
Yeah, she's like making the most of her life, as you should.
I may die, yeah. That's why I'm having a ball today.
Live life like there's no tomorrow.
I ain't passing nothing
Tomorrow is
by.
not promised.
So if I make my bed hard, that's my problem. Let me lay. I'm having a good time living my life today. Lay, Jackie. I say I'm having a good time. Yeah, please don't blame me.
I like the simplicity in this instrumentation.
I'm knocking myself
It's just a good vibe that establishes itself quickly.
Don't try to tame me. Let me have my fun. I've got to have my fling. Some folks say snapping my cap. Talk don't mean a thing. Not now. Hey, I'm living my life.
Not understanding the talk don't mean a thing, because I can almost like excise that one line from the song and then think, well, talk, it doesn't matter as much as actions do, but like usually people apply that idiom to some kind of outcome, like you said you're going to do something rather than you actually did the thing. But then the other context of this song is she's trying to like live her life to the fullest, regardless of what other people think. So maybe the point is like, talk don't mean a thing. Like all of the things that these people say about what I should do actually has no bearing on my decision making. Like maybe I'll hear it and sometimes it'll impact me, but at the end of all of it, I am going to do as I'm going to do, which is honestly such a good skill to have. I suck at that. I like at my core, I am a people pleaser, and so oftentimes the things that people say can affect me for better and for worse. I want to be, in spite of the direction of my channel, Sohum Reactions, in spite of the name rather, I want to be a more grounded, less reactive version of myself, because otherwise, if I'm susceptible to being shaken at any blow of wind, that's not good for me. I have to be grounded within myself. And some days I am way better at that than others,
Some folks say snapping my cap. Talk don't mean a thing. Not now. Hey, I'm living my
Song is a
life
vibe.
while I'm living. 'Cause tomorrow I may die.
Let's get to 8.5 from me.
That's why I'm having a fiesta today.
Still unsure if I should change the first rating.
If I make my road rough, that's the price that I've got to pay, not you.
Yeah, you don't have to pay that price. I'll live my
I'm
life.
having a good time, living my life today.
And see, that's a very like honest admission as well, because so often like you could take it the wrong direction where like you're living your life and you're doing all of these things. Let's say it's drugs, for example, but you don't know the consequences and you're just doing it frivolously. That's one approach. And the other would be, hey, I'm entering this thing with both eyes open and I'm willing to accept the consequences. I feel like that level of, accountability, it's very endearing, because I think I hear a lot of the opposite case where many people just don't want to hear any of the kind of let's say opposing views out there, or just to have the information. I feel like I would rather live my life having full information than to kind of do things more haphazardly because my emotions are driving me to that place. So it's more, I'm putting more, let's say, eggs in the basket of let me know like all the potential outcomes, and then if I'm happy with whatever decision I make and it happens to be against the popular consensus, at least I'm confident within myself rather than just not knowing the opinions one way or the other. I do think it's also fair to just want to do things without having the knowledge too, but you can think of all the ways that that can go wrong. But I wonder which way Alberta takes it. So far, so good. Has been less innuendo-y than I was expecting, given the
you
info.
always, yeah, with a heart that's true, talking about always, yeah. When the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand. Always, always, things may not be fair, baby, always. But you'll find me there always. No, not just an hour, not for just a day, not for
Like life's
just
not
a year.
fair, but I'll
I
keep
said
showing up for
always.
myself every single day.
I'll be loving you, baby, always, yeah, with a heart that's true, talking about always.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's really
When the
sweet.
things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand. Always, always.
That's loyalty there.
Things may not be fair, always, yeah. But you'll find me there, always, yeah. Not just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, honey, but always. Ooh, play it. Talk to 'em, play it.
It's so quiet, you know? Like, that reminds me of my trumpet days when I was like trying to get the spittle out of my instrument. Creating this like shallower, quieter sound. Oh, and did you pay attention to the panning there? We went from the left headphone, a quieter trumpet, to the right headphone with a little bit more punch here. Almost like dribbling out. And then it transfers here with a bit more punch. I think I like this song
I'm telling you, I'll be loving you.
a little bit more than the first track,
always, yeah.
but I want to give this song an
With a
8.2, so I
heart
have to
that's
do
true,
some moving.
Talking about always.
Let's see.
When the things you plan need a helping hand, I will understand.
Maybe something like this.
Always, always. Ooh, things may not be fair. Always, yeah. But you'll find me there. Always.
Hear like the
Not
way the
for
backbeat is
just
being
an
emphasized.
hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, honey, but talk to me. I said,
Talk to me.
I'll be loving you always.
There's a kind of intimate feel to her performance, which I
With a
appreciate.
heart that's true, baby, always. Yeah, when the things you plan need a helping hand, I've got a fat man, I'll understand. Always, always. Things may not be fair.
Not
Always.
be fair.
Yeah, but you'll find me there. Always. Yeah, not for just an hour, not for just a day, not for just a year, honey, but always.
I like how much wisdom she's
Now,
communicating.
whoever said a good man was hard to find, positively, absolutely sure was blind. Because I've just found the best man that ever was, and here's just a few of the things that he does.
Let's hear it.
He shakes my ashes, greases my griddle,
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we
churns
go.
my butter,
The sleaziness has entered the
strokes
sax.
my fiddle. Oh, my man is such a handy man.
Like the plumber in those adult videos, you
Now
know.
he threads
What
my
is it?
needle.
He shakes my ashes. I never expected that to be used as like a seductive line. Greases my griddle, I think I've heard before. I've definitely heard churns my butter, strokes my fiddle for sure. And then the occupation of a handyman, helping a poor old woman out. Those are familiar to me. The ashes one is crazy.
My man
My man.
is such a handy man.
But her handyman
Now
ain't
he
handy no
threads
more.
my needle
Unfortunately.
and he creams my wheat,
Oh Lord.
heats my heater,
Okay.
and he chops my meat. He's a mess.
Oh my God.
My man is such a handy man.
Chops my meat is crazy to hear if you were in the reverse role. I don't want anyone to chop my meat.
I don't care if you believe it or not. He's a mighty nice man to have around. 'Cause when my furnace
Right.
gets too hot, he's right there.
He's right there.
Turn my damper down.
Is there any way I can pay for
For
this?
everything,
My gosh.
that man of mine's got a scheme. And honey, it's amazing the way he handles my machine. My man is such a handy man.
It took getting to the fifth track to finally enter the jizz singer world.
He flaps my flapjacks,
Flaps my
cleans
flapjacks.
off the table,
I'm gonna use that at some point.
feeds the horses in my stable. My man,
I mean, it's all plausibly deniable, right? She
You're
can just
such
say
a-
like,
handy
he
man.
flaps my flapjacks, he feeds my horses, I have horses in my stable.
And
Duh.
do you know, sometimes he's up way before dawn, busy cleaning the rough edges off my lawn. My man is such a handy man.
It's so silly. It's like so silly that it's actually amazing.
Now he never has a single word to say
I gotta put this in the nines.
while he's working hard, poor soul. And I'd give anything
Just for sheer
if you
entertainment.
could see the way he handles my front yard.
Oh,
Now my ice never
close to
gets
the
a
backyard.
chance to melt away, 'cause he sees that I get a nice fresh piece every day. My man is such a handy man.
Oh man. There we go. That was a simple song in terms of instrumentation. All of the juice is in the lyrics, and her like little smile and a wink vocal delivery. You just know that she's just like beaming behind her delivery. It's like, I'm making it. I'm kind of laying it on thick. And this is just like an aside here, but like I do love like flirting just as a art form a lot. It's so beautiful to like make the innuendos because it shows a certain level of intelligence, wit, willingness to be more what would you call it? be a little bit more risque, while at the same time like seeing if the other person vibes with that thing that you're putting out there. It's kind of like if you can read the, if like I'm putting out that air and you can read the air, then like we have like a sub, like but we both have an understanding of the subtext of the situation, and like that alone is cool to just like have your own atmosphere. It's a type of connection that like cannot easily be replicated with just like, you know, any person. You really have to both be on the same page, because if she's throwing it out there, the handyman, and like you're just like kind of aloof, like you're not getting it, then it wouldn't really hit the same way. But because like you both have to be in on the joke, so to speak, that's just the reason I've always loved flirting, because you both are on the same page, and there's nothing more attractive than well, enthusiasm, reciprocity. Unfortunately, this one has no lyrics, so we're gonna have to go the old-fashioned way, just the album cover. But this is the self-titled track.
Somebody come here and help me, cause the man I love is gone.
Oh no, the handyman? Or maybe she doesn't love him, but finds him handy.
Help me, cause the man I love is gone.
Great vibrato.
Have mercy. I'm so confused and worried, I can hardly carry on. Oh, hey, oh, talk to me. Oh, trouble.
Talk to me.
Dark
That's
days
like her catchphrase, it seems.
just can't last always. Lord, I know. Oh, I said trouble and dark days just can't last always. Oh, help me. So I'm gonna keep on struggling. I know I'll see brighter days. Please help me, somebody. Help me.
It's very like relaxed tempo, which I like. There hasn't been like a super fast-paced song, which I can actually appreciate. You know, I really enjoy slow to moderate tempo tracks.
My two sisters told me other people tried to tell me to. Oh Lord, yes, I said my two sisters told me other people tried to tell me to. Yeah. Oh, they said, you don't change your way of living, that very man's going to be the death of you. Oh, Lord.
You don't change your way of living.
I know he's ornery, he's trifling. He's the type of man that just don't care. Ooh, Lord, he's ornery, he's selfish. He's the type of man that just don't care.
So we had the other track where we had the type of man she would want, and now this track, who now she's relaying the man that is the worst of all of those qualities, but you know, she's a little bit stuck on. Other people are warning her, but she's a bit stuck. And it also kind of like ropes back into the other track. I'm having a good time. I think that was the one, because she's going to do what she wants to do regardless of what other people are going to tell her.
Help me.
She's kind of
Help
like
me, somebody.
laying in her own bed.
Oh, he'd pawn the Holy Bible just to get
Pawn
his
the
Amtrak
Bible.
railroad fare. Oh, he's lousy. He's a dirty dog.
It's quite the symbol to
I
pawn the
love
Bible.
him. Yes, I love him. Oh, I love him. Oh, and I don't mind dying.
Best I can do is
Hear me
$2.
talking to you. Help me, somebody. I say I love him. Yes, I love him. Love him, and I don't mind dying. Oh, help me.
I don't mind
Yes,
dying.
help me.
Hold on,
I
hold
ever run
on.
across
I missed something.
somebody. I say I love him. Yes, I love him.
I love him.
and I don't mind dying.
Wow.
Oh, help me.
He's terrible for her.
Yes, help me. If I ever run across him, I'm gonna crack his head, drink his blood like wine.
Okay. That's quite the switch up. Like, she's basically like leading into the toxic relationship. She's super down for it, and she's not going to be just like a pure victim in this case. If anything, she's going to knowingly, like, she knows about him, and she's going to willfully enter this situation and fight back if at all necessary. Um, wow, yeah, you were totally right, Frank, about like a lot of these songs actually being sad in many respects, but like almost delivered in a whimsical way. Um, like this is a very, I don't know if it's a specific example. I don't want to give it too specifically. I'll just say it as broadly as I can. There are certain people who I've met, and they are like very casual about the ways in which they've suffered. So like in my communications with them, um, just like, meeting even strangers, that would be probably the best example I could give. Like, I've met strangers like on the bus or on the train or just like wherever in my life, and have spoken with them just for whatever reason, like we're passing the time, or just like in an Uber, just as an example. And like sometimes they will share like a lot of their life story, and much of it was filled with a lot of pain and suffering, but the way that they recount it, it's almost like detached from the emotional part. They'll say something like, oh yeah, and like when I was 4 years old, like my all of my family was murdered right in front of me. And then like 3 years later, like I bounced around from, foster home to foster home. And you're like, hold on, wind the clocks back. How did you just so casually walk by the first thing that you just said? And then I start to think like they've recounted this story so many times, like they aren't feeling the same emotional pain that like I may feel hearing something like that. Because for me, that's news. That is like devastation. That's like one of the worst things you could ever hear ever. And then they're more casual about it. Despite having gone through that thing, you'd almost feel like they would have that emotional reaction each time. But, I guess that's like the harshness of life teaching you how to like callous yourself to that pain, because otherwise, if you felt the same level of pain throughout at each point of your life, anytime you recall this past traumatic event, I feel like life would just be impossible to make, I don't know, to like make your way through it. Um, so yeah, there's like a casualness in the sort of intensity that is like almost like jarring for me. But I do understand that this is a sort of way in which humans cope about things. And yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on that. I don't have a very like well thought out idea on this topic. Um, it is interesting though, to say the least. Amtrak Blues. Wow, what a track. So I'm going to give this one 8.7. Let's keep it going.
Most folks nowadays say old-fashioned ways should give place to things that are new. But somehow I hold to things that are old. Perhaps it's an old-fashioned view. I love my old books, the corners and nooks of my old home and the old friends.
The lyrics are just not lining up.
Too. One love that is true, lasting all through life until it ends. I've got that old fashioned
love the tempo.
In my heart. Oh, play it for me. Yes, and there it will always remain. My love is like an ivy vine, clinging a little closer all the time.
So kind of roping back always into this.
Joy and tears.
I like that there's some kind of like callbacks to the previous tracks.
I've got that old fashioned faith in my heart.
I like that. She is like so grounded, so trusting in herself that she's not going to be like swayed by the comings and goings of modernity, the fads, the temporary.
Apart. If the dry land changed to sea,
This is beautiful. I really like this.
Make any change in me.
Oh, I really like this.
I've got that old-fashioned love in my heart.
I'm also reminded a bit of Johnny Cash,
Got that
the kind of like hardiness in his voice. I also feel like appears in Alberta's.
in my heart.
Also beautiful piano melody once again. The breathiness of the saxophone too finds its way back in this.
Changes
One of my favorite elements from Alberta's work is appearing in this one.
apart. If the dry land changed to sea, that would never make any change in me.
Oh my god, I love this song. I love the bones. I feel like it's so flexible for many covers. There's a lot of flexibility built into this. But the back and forth sway that needs to stay.
Yes, I've got that old-fashioned love in my heart.
I think that's my favorite song on the album. Let's see. 9.2, I think a 9.4 is justified here. Let me pause it real quick and just reassess the rankings now that we are 70% of the way through the record. I want to move things up and down. I want to slightly lower this 9.2, slightly lower this guy. I'm having a good time. Slightly lower as well because I want to give Old Fashioned Love more love. Always Amtrak Blues. Okay, I think that's legit. If you guys are interested in sharing your rankings as well, please put it in the comments. I'm doing these album ratings. It's more of like just a fun little exercise. Don't take too much away from it. Because the way I even think about music in general, it is impossible to simply distill down to one number. It's entirely too reductive. A more like holistic way I would do something like this is to like judge it based on like 10 different categories, like creativity, rhythm, intensity, or emotionality, like tempo. There'd be a lot of just different things that would have to factor into my decision making. You guys have listened to my reactions. I can talk your head off about like any component of the tracks that immediately speak to me. So when I like arrive at a number, I don't even know if it's like a decile or like a normal distribution. I'm going with the flow sort of thing and trying to pinpoint where my preferences lie. But let's keep it going, guys. Sweet Georgia Brown.
gal maid's got a shade on. Sweet Georgia Brown.
Got a shade on.
Oh, so neat. Sweet Georgia Brown. They all sigh, wanna die. Oh, sweet Georgia Brown. I'll tell you why. Oh, you know I don't
Like Georgia Brown is like that girl. Everyone wants to be her kind of thing.
It's been said she knocks 'em dead.
Okay, there you go.
When she lands in town.
All eyes on Georgia Brown.
Crying shame, the way she cools 'em down. Now, fellows, that chick can't get all. Fellows, she ain't met Georgia named her.
I like that. Now, fellows that chick can't get are fellows she hasn't met. So, like, if she meets them, she's gonna get them. And I don't know if this is like in the context of like a brothel. It could be. And in that case, well, every other woman there is going to be jealous because now, well, she's taking away their business.
Georgia claimed her, sweet Georgia Brown. Oh, man.
Trombone solo. Wow, I would have taken this as saxophone. Have I been wrong a lot of the time? I do like Alberta's style. Like, there is a very relaxing feel to it that I super appreciate. Like, I could just listen to like an entire set and just like feel even more relaxed by the end. It's not too busy. Pulls me in melodically, definitely lyrically.
I say, no gal maid's got a shade on sweet Georgia Brown. Two left feet, oh, so neat.
Two left feet.
Miss Georgia Brown.
She's just got that unique aspect to her, I guess.
Oh, Miss Georgia Brown, I'll tell you why. Oh, hey, you know I don't lie. Who, me, not much now. It's been said she knocks 'em dead when she lands in town. Since she came to crying shame, way she cools 'em down. Now, fellows, that gal can't get her. Fellows, she ain't met now. Georgia named her, Georgia claimed her. Lay it on me this time. I say, no gal maid's got a shade.
I just understood what that meant. So now the Georgia here is referring to the literal state of Georgia. So Georgia Brown, Georgia named her Georgia Brown. Georgia then claimed her by having Georgia be the front of her name. I guess somehow it's not her actual real name. It's just what she goes by.
On sweet Georgia Brown, two left feet and horse so neat. Sweet Georgia Brown. Now they
Who do you guys envision when you hear Georgia Brown?
Die.
I'm thinking of like a redhead / like brunette woman
Play it for me, I hear you. You know I don't lie.
with like a yellow dress or something. I don't know.
Much now. It's been said she knocks 'em dead when she lands in
I don't know what people are wearing in Atlanta these days.
She came crying shame. Way she cools 'em down now. Fellows, that chick can't get her. Fellows, it ain't been born yet. Georgia named her. Georgia claimed
So everyone's fiending for her.
Georgia Brown.
Beautiful vibrato. Alberta is cooking. She's a good vocalist. That was a fun one. I think I would give that 0.3.
A good man is hard to find. find. Yes, you always get the other kind. And when you think he's your
Wait.
regular pal,
Didn't she say before it was easy to find a good man? Unless I'm misremembering.
always get the other kind. And when you think
But I guess that would be the case, right? You believe it up front, but then you realize it's difficult.
For him and find him messing around some other gal, then you'll rave.
So like you assume he was a good man, and
You
then
wanna see him dead, wanna kill him, and in his grave. Now if
Treat
your
the
man
blood as
is
wine.
nice, take my advice. Hug him in the morning, kiss him late at night, give him lots of loving, and be sure to treat him right. 'Cause a good man nowadays is hard to find.
okay, so like when you do find one, really love that person.
I say a good man.
That's what relationships should be, right? You found each other. It's rare to find a person like that. So love each other as much as you can.
And when you think he's your regular pal, you look for him and find him messing around some other gal, then you rave. Yes, you crave.
But maybe like this is again a song about like brothels. So these are like the Johns.
Now if you can be nice,
It's like a selection
take
bias
my
almost.
advice.
If that's like the pool of men you're picking from.
Send him in the morning, kiss him late at night, give him loads of loving, and be sure to treat him right. 'Cause a good man nowadays is hard to find. How I said, lay it on me now. Talk
This
to
is a
me.
vibe.
Yeah, hey, oh, have mercy. Yeah, that's the kind of man I want, a real man.
That's
I
pretty.
hear you playing it. Lay it on me.
I love that she's like calling out to the fellow instrumentalists. It feels like this whole album has just been like in one recording session from start to finish. It is all so smoothly woven. Tasty. The rating for this one keeps bumping up in my mind. It just
Yes, a good
keeps getting
man.
better and better.
So hard to find. How you always get the other kind. And when you think he's your all in all, you look for him and find him in another chick's stall. Then you rave. Yes, you crave. You wanna see him dead and in his grave. But if he won't be nice, take my advice. Hug him in the morning, kiss him late at night, and bop him over the head with a brick a few times, and I bet he'll treat you right. And then from then on, and
A little
your
fear.
work won't be so hard to find.
That's funny. I like that song. I like that song a lot. That one gets a nice rating from me. And we've made it to the final track on the album. Another no lyric one.
I got a mind
So y'all just leave this
to
up for us
ramble.
to peruse.
Never work no more. Hallelujah. Yes, I got a mind to ramble. Never work no more. Oh. I got a mind to take a chance and gamble everywhere I go. Ah, the grapevines is busy. Yes, there's talk all over town. Play it for me. Yes, I said the grapevine's busy. There's talk all over town.
The grapevine is busy. I've never heard a grapevine referred to it like that.
I try to raise you.
Gossip is spreading.
Lord, you try to drag me down. You I begged and I begged you to mend your low-down, dirty ways. Oh, play it. Yes, I begged you and I begged you to mend your low-down, dirty ways. So I made up my mind to leave you. Been thinking about it for days and days. Ooh, I'm leaving tomorrow morning.
Like this relationship isn't gonna work anymore.
Yes, I'm leaving tomorrow. Leaving, and it won't be long. You don't believe I'm going, brother? Just count the days I'm gone. Yeah, just as sure as Amtrak leaves that Pincy yard.
Again, the reference to Amtrak, like all of these songs are like self-referential within the context of the record.
Leaves that Pincy yard.
So notice the dynamics in her delivery, switching to falsetto repeatedly.
I have to ride the rod. Yes,
Ooh,
if
the
you see
buttery
me
piano
stealing,
notes.
promise not to tell on me. I say if you see me stealing, please don't you tell on me. 'Cause I'm stealing back, baby.
She is rambling for
Stealing
sure.
back to my used to be.
This song is sprawling all over. Now she's talking about
You know,
stealing.
I got 2 men, make it 3. I just can't keep them apart. Oh,
2, 3 men
yes,
she's
I got 2 men.
playing the field but keeping them in the dark from each other.
Keep them apart.
But they keep finding each other. They keep figuring it out that they're being played.
One is my living, the other one is my heart.
Ah,
Yes, he's
So,
long and he's
what is it?
tall.
One is my living, the other one's my heart. So one of the guys I love because he's basically like a sugar daddy to me, and the other I actually love, like I'm emotionally attached.
One is my living, the other one is my heart.
Wow.
Have mercy.
Have mercy.
Yes, he's long and he's tall.
Long and tall.
Shaped just like a willow tree. Yes, he's long and he's tall. Shaped just like a willow tree. That's that dirty low-down rascal that put that thing on me.
I like the bass line in this. I haven't commented on the bass throughout, but there's been nice basses, bass melodies.
Sweeter is the juice. Talk to me. Yes, she said blackberry. Sweeter is the juice. That's the reason I got a long, tall, young black one for my personal use.
I think we know what she's getting at there. Wow. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is Amtrak Blues by Alberta Hunter. Wow, what an experience. I was not, before like getting this request, I had no idea what to expect. And then even with the info you provided, Frank, I didn't know we were going to go this way. And the fact that this all, happened in such like a really like effortless flow is actually, to me, like a very impressive part of this record outside of just like the individual songs. I really like the way that they tie together thematically as well as melodically. I think if you were to tell me like a lot of these songs were in a similar or the exact same key, I would believe you, because it feels like Alberta's voice is in such a comfortable range that she pretty much has just found her nook, to reference one of the lyrics in the previous tracks. She's found her nook and she is maximizing it. Whatever her vocal range affords her, she is making the most of it. And in addition to like the actual singing component, she can kind of turn the dial up or down at any point that she wants to, in terms of making the delivery a little bit more conversational rather than sing-songy. I do think like she errs on the side of conversational. Like you can even hear when she like is talking to the band, there is a sort of melody to the way that she converses, but you would still say like there is a 65-35% split between her just speaking and her singing. And yeah, depending on which point of the track you're listening to, that will be turned up or down. But I would say on a balance of probabilities, she is more so conversing to pitch rather than singing outright. But when she sings, it's beautiful. You can hear her vibrato, you can hear the power and the earthiness within her vocals that is just so like captivating to listen to. Um, I got lost on a bit of a tangent. We need to first rank this final song so I can bring us to our outro scene. But I think I mind to ramble. It's another track that got better for me as we got to the end. So I think an 8.5 is appropriate. So that rounds off the full album with a 8.7. I would say like this, the way I'm like rating these songs, it's all relative to one another. Like this is not an album that like I could compare to like other albums out there. They're just simply apples and oranges when it comes to like style and delivery and vibe. So like I'm almost treating this as like a self-contained rating. Like if you were to ask me to like compare this to like a Pentatonix single, like I wouldn't know where to start. You know what I mean? So an 8.7 is going to be my overall rating. Let me know what yours is in the comments down below. But a few more like high level notes. I was expecting more obvious innuendo, and I think what what we got was a lot more subtle. I think having the additional context of like her life growing up with being raised by prostitutes and growing up near and around brothels and this kind of life helps give sort of context for like where these songs may apply. And when I like was able to like sort of draw those lyrical contexts to that like time and place, the actual content made more sense. Otherwise I would have taken it a little bit more abstractly and you just discussed like dating dynamics and the relationships that men and women have with one another. But because we have the sort of added brothel context, there's certainly a different type of discussion to be had. Like I mentioned before, it's a bit of a selection bias, because if you think about the way in which we oftentimes speak about relationships, it's not usually about the relationships between like Johns and prostitutes. That's just not what gets spoken about in pop culture all that much. In fact, these topics are insanely taboo even still. Though, like, I hope for a society, in the future, and hopefully I'm working towards that now with you all, where we can talk more openly about these subjects in a way that is respectful to every single person, understanding that just because a different person lives life differently doesn't make them any worse of a person. And like Alberta is a shining example of somebody who is so grounded in themselves that they are not going to be easily swayed or deterred or shamed by the opinions of more closed-minded others. And so it it becomes like this, I think, like more societal conversation about what is it that we allow each other to do, and is it an issue that allow is the way that these conversations are kind of had. Like if you're talking about allowing others to do things, well, if you're talking about like consenting adults, isn't that enough for you? Like what gives you the right to impose your set of beliefs and worldview on another? And there are a lot of like different secondary and tertiary conversations that people have about these kind of things, but like I am a very like open-minded person, and I would love everybody in this world to live harmoniously with one another despite our surface level differences. And many people don't see it that way. Many people want to create this very homogenized world where everybody is the cookie cutter same person because they have somehow envisioned an ideal that everybody else has to live up to. But it's the world does not, there's no like objective 100% mark to reach. This isn't some like exam that you can ace. The world is for all of us to experience, and the hope is that societally we can work together rather than against one another. So to me, this whole album is a very kind of humanizing look at the different emotions and feelings that a prostitute or people just in this world may have. And that doesn't get spoken about enough. And you can think about like a lot of the negative externalities that come as a result of just not speaking about things when there are really salient issues in this world that unfortunately get ignored by people, by government, by really family even. That's when outcomes are worse, not only for the people involved, but I feel like society at large. So that's my proselytizing done for the day. I really like this album. Definitely a very interesting style of songwriting and performance, but a super digestible one at the end of it all. Very pleasant melodies, chill sections throughout. Like there wasn't any one section where I was like completely overwhelmed by the complexity in the instrumentation or musicality. It was all very grounded, which I appreciate. And man, from an 83-year-old, she actually cooked on this. I don't think I've ever really done a full album reaction to somebody who is 83. I would have to look at my archives and, confirm that for you. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead with that, with that statement. But again, like I said, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I really hope you enjoyed this reaction today. If you did and would like to request one yourself, whether it's more Alberta Hunter, another artist in this world, a different album entirely, really anything you'd like to send my way, you can do so by using the first link in the description box below. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.